Too many people find themselves drowning in regrets, maybe not even knowing where their lives took that turn when they went from hopeful and full of potential to muted and unfulfilled. At no point is it too late to turn things around for the better. But the truth is, the longer you go ignoring that voice inside of you, the further you're going to have to go to live that life you truly want. Let's try not to make it harder on ourselves. You clicked on this video because deep down, you know there's something you're hesitating on pulling the trigger on. There's some part of you inside, whether it's screaming or whispering, telling you that there's something you need to do, a direction you need to go. So if this video helps you take action in that direction, then it will have fulfilled its purpose. I recently read through this version of The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. A little late to the party, I know. Regardless, it's an amazing book and I highly recommend you read it. In the book, the main character is a boy named Santiago who loves to travel, and he wanders the plains of Andalusia after leaving his home to become a shepherd. He's familiar and content with his way of life. He even has a few things he's looking forward to. But Santiago's been having this recurring dream of the Egyptian pyramids, a dream about finding treasure. Now, this dream, although it doesn't come to us all in the exact same form, it's that pull to your calling. It's the voice we all have inside of us that tells us there's something greater waiting for us. It calls on you to take your place in this world. It may be an interest you've had for as long as you can remember, ever since you were a child. Maybe it's a dream you lost touch with after convincing yourself it wasn't possible for you. Or it could be something you stumble upon later in life. As I'm speaking, you probably already know what it is, or at the very least, you have some ideas that you could follow up on. If you somehow don't be worried. I'll go into how you can look into yourself again and find out what that is in one of my future videos. So go ahead and subscribe for that. But yeah, you'll know you're looking in the right place when the idea of doing that thing simultaneously excites you and scares you. The thought of achieving that goal feels great, but there's some fear and maybe uncertainty associated with the path to get there. Going after this goal is what Coelho calls your personal legend. It's your life's task, your purpose, your calling. It's your unique path if you choose to take it. Now, with a slight push from an unlikely friend, Santiago has this decision to make. He has to decide whether or not to listen to his calling, sell his sheep, and leave behind his life as a shepherd. So every time we make a decision, we favor the possibilities of going down that road we chose to pick, and we sacrifice the possibilities that would come with the choices we didn't pick. To decide comes from the Latin words off and cut. Santiago decides to cut off the known in favor of the unknown, sacrificing his comfort in favor for his dream. What is that known for you? That comfort holding you back? What are your sheep that you have to let go of in order to make room for your path? One example for me was gaming. Just like it was difficult to make the decision for Santiago, it was difficult for me, and it might be difficult for you. I kept rationalizing as to how I could just limit my time or, work around it. Maybe that's possible for some people, but I know it's not the case for me. So I got rid of my computer and I haven't looked back. You may not take notice of it, but every time you decide to spend time on something that doesn't truly fulfill you, or you waste your time on something trivial, you're choosing to sacrifice all the other possibilities available to you in that moment that could take you down that path of true fulfillment. Now, only you have the ability to know yourself truly, more than anyone else can. Only you can listen to your heart and truly know the things that you have to let go of in order to go after what you want. Taking the leap and making that decision is the start of your personal legend. So Santiago sells his sheep and takes a boat to Tangier only to immediately have his money stolen. That's the money he needs to get across the desert and get to the pyramids. He starts to feel lost and alone. He starts questioning his path entirely, wondering if, he was wrong to make that decision to leave everything behind. We will all have times like these, inevitable setbacks on our journeys. The key is to understand that these setbacks are not there to derail you, to make you turn back with your tail tucked. They are opportunities for growth that push you to become the person who fulfills your personal legend. But Santiago hasn't learned that yet. He goes so far as to work with a glass merchant in Tangier just so he could save up money and, take a boat back home and buy his sheep again. He wants to get back and resume his comfortable life. He chooses safety over his dream. During his year-long stay, he learns that despite the merchant's success, he regrets not following his own dream. He became a glass merchant just to save up for his dream. But then he feared what would happen if he let go of what he worked hard on to actually follow it. How many people do you know who've chosen safety and comfort as opposed to following that path that would truly make them fulfilled? You can pick up on it with just a small conversation. Now, that doesn't mean those people should be judged. They made a decision based on, what they thought was best for their lives. But oftentimes, it's that fear that clouds our vision of the future and stops us from seeing what's really possible for us. So now reflect on yourself for a moment. Where are some areas that you might be deciding on safety at the expense of your dream? Don't let fear hold you back. It's never too late to pivot to the path that leads to true fulfillment. Thankfully, Santiago learns his lesson and goes towards his goal again. And on his journey, he faces many more challenges. He learns much about the world that he would never have imagined had he stayed in his comfort zone and ignored his calling. This calling is like a magnet. It pulls you towards your dream and puts you in uncomfortable situations where you have to learn and grow. These situations and setbacks will seem like the end of your dream, but the truth is that each of these setbacks are the path itself. They show you the way forward, which bring you closer to fulfilling your purpose and finding your unique place in the world. Seneca says it well: where you arrive doesn't matter so much as who you are when you arrive there. And that's the real lesson. The mix of fear and excitement that you get at the prospect of going after something you want, that is your inner voice telling you to go and fulfill your personal legend. That's where the growth lies. Not only will you get that thing that you set out to attain, but along your way, you'll grow physically, spiritually, and mentally. Following your inner voice is the true path to fulfillment, peace, and contentment. So I invite you to take that first step. Make that decision to follow your dream and forge your personal legend. Yeah. If this video helped you in any way, drop a like and let me know. If you have a thought to share, go ahead and comment and subscribe for more. Coming soon.